Well, guys, we're back again, printing another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but we got a problem. Before it even completed, I can see here Donatello, something failed. Half of his back here is down there in the resin. I went ahead and let it print though because everything else seems fine. Arms, legs, his bow staff, but we will have to reprint the main part of Donatello. We'll have to clean out the vat when that's done. So yeah, here you can see, hopefully you can see, am I blocking it? Here in the light. Where the back half here of Donnie failed to print. So I had to scrape out the bottom of the FEP, which not quite sure what happened. I'm just gonna move it to the center of the plate and try again. Hopefully we don't have the same problem.
Yay.
Let me stop it. All right, so we've reprinted the Donatello body. It will not dry. This thing's been sitting out all day, and it will not like dry of the water. But realize why it failed. There's a hole in the film down here in the. Oh, it's over here. There's a hole where some resin leaked, probably over the side, and got under in between the film and the LCD screen, and then it cured and it poked a hole straight through that. It actually even put a little dent on the LCD screen, but I don't think it'll be too bad. I think it'll be all right. But it resulted in this not printing right, but it goes on the base and it already kind of lays like this anyway, so I think it'll be okay. It's like a mouser droid or mouser, so you can see where it didn't print right. But I think we can get away with that because we're not gonna be able to do any more printing until we get a new film. So kind of sucks, but it's on me. I mean, if I see any resin spill out, I should have cleaned it up right away, because what happens is if it runs over the edge and gets in between, it gets squished, and then when it cures, it pokes a hole straight through there and can crack your LCD screen, which is pretty much what happened. Okay, so early test fit. Looks pretty good. This arm doesn't quite go on good. I'm going to do some trimming there to get it to hook up. The mouser looks pretty good. So you'll see here, this is where it didn't print. This inside part failed. There should be a little peg that goes down in there, but I think we can just put some glue on it, tuck it right there. It looks like it's just been cut. I think it'll actually be okay. I won't tell nobody. It'll just be our little secret. The other issue I'm running into is his staff doesn't really go into it through the hole in his hand past where the wraps are. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do to like make this hole bigger, or if I can just force it, but I'm afraid to do that because I don't want to crack the resin. So we'll see what we come up with. But all in all, there's the early first draft rough put together. All right, thanks to our handy dandy drill bit, we got a little more bored out there, and now we've got the staff in looking good. All right, so just finished up the base, and it's kind of funny, most people save the base for last because it's like, but for whatever reason, I just like doing the bases first because it just kind of like sets the tone and gets the juices flowing. So look at how cool the mouser turned out. I just primered it black, did some white dry brushing, and went over with this metallic acrylic, which was actually kind of thin, so a lot of the dry brushing showed through, and give it a little yellow light there. And there you go. And there's our base. So we'll go ahead and prime Donatello. I don't think we'll be able to get to him airbrushing and stuff tonight. It is New Year's Eve, 10:35, doing some painting, because, you know, that's how I like to party. All right, so we got our green mix. We did some tests last night on the bad piece that we messed up. So we did some testing with some mixing. I think we're gonna go with like a pale green on Donnie. So let's go ahead and fire up the airbrush and let's put down our base coat. All right, so here's after the first running with the airbrush. I had a lot of trouble with clogging. I kept on unclogging almost after every few strips, but Really happy with the shade. I combined these two just to add a little limer green into this kind of darker skin. But it looks pretty good. Oh, now we'll do what we did with Raphael. We're going to add a little bit of dark gray to this already made mix and do some of the shading and stuff. All right, so we've done some shading here. You can kind of see, the light's not really great here, but you can see we hit a little bit on all these muscles. We did the back shell, the first coat, and very ugly first coat on the chest, but we're going to airbrush the rest over that and make it look a little bit better. Okay, so slight update. We've done some more detail work. I just feel like it's not coming together as perfectly as Raph did. I brought Raph over to try to give me some inspiration. I feel like things just aren't quite, I feel like it's just a little sloppier. The chest, I tried airbrushing too. It just didn't seem to come together as well. I don't know. We'll start doing some, maybe just the detail work will help pick it up. But done the browns. I'm just gonna let it sit for a bit and just dry. I think some of the problem is I'm not being patient enough, so I'm trying to touch up and things are still wet and it's just blending and making a mess. So I'm just gonna step away for a bit. We'll come back in a little bit, see how we're doing. Okay, I'm feeling a little better now. Doing some detail work and some touch up made me feel a little better. I think I forget what this looked like at certain points, and so we got like some fingernails painted, the wraps painted, cleaned up some detail work. I'm about to hit up like the chest still looks a little messy, but I might be able to just come back to that like after a day. But I'm getting ready to start on the head band, which really just brings the whole thing together, and then we'll hit up all these rivets and do some detail work. And after that, it's really just on to shading and we'll be done. All right, another update. We got the mask done. Looking good. That always is a big moment when you get the mask done. Got the eyes done, did a little bit of the detail work here on the belt. I think we are ready for some shading. I didn't show you guys this last time, but this is a handy little tool. So this is of course, this is a fidget popper thing, but it works out perfect for when I do my oils and my washes, because you can't really put them on a palette. They just dry up. So you put them in these holes and you get a little pool that you can easily dip your brush into. And then when they dry, you just pop it and then it flakes right out. It's a nice little tip to have around. I'd use it all the time. All right, so a few hours later, you can see all the mess I've made. But I believe Donatello is done, the second of the 4 turtles that we've 3D printed and painted. I love the idea of doing all their shades in a different green. So here's Raph that we did before. Go check out that video if you didn't see it. Donnie I wanted to do in like a much more kind of pastel light green. And then for Mikey, I plan on doing a more dark, deep bluish green. And then Leo just gets like pretty much the standard green since he's kind of like the standard one. But you'll see here, the wash isn't quite dry yet. It shouldn't be that shiny, but when it dries on the shell, we did a gray wash again on the wraps. That worked out good. I did a little bit of a green wash actually for the first time on just like the hands and feet and all these little nooks and all these little knuckles and pieces and these veins, like this little vein that's on the inside right there. You can't really see it really. But I just put a little bit of a gray wash on there to try to bring out those details. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I feel like this one was just a little sloppier than when I did Raph. But all in all, I'm really happy with it. And here they are next to each other on the shelf. Looking good. And I have to start working on getting my 3D printer fixed so I can do the next one, which I think I might do Mikey next. I don't know, Mikey or Leo. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which one you want to see done next. But go ahead and see, look how this is how it'll look when it dries a little bit. The wash, there we go. So you can see it's a little shinier right now because it just hasn't completely dried yet, but that's what it'll look like when it dries a little bit more. But yeah, let me know in the comments which one of the 4 turtles you want to see us do next. And please like this video, subscribe, and thanks for checking it out.